Hello and welcome back to Everything Everywhere
That's the right
All
name.
Over the Place podcast.
We don't even know our own name.
We're all over the place.
Yeah.
Or it's
AOTP.
AOTP.
Yeah.
Kind of like Attack on Titan was shit. It wasn't
Yeah.
shit. It was the ending for me was bad.
One of my friends will come for you now.
I just didn't like the ending.
No, you know what?
They can come for me as much as they want. It's my personal opinion.
No, the entire show's trash. I haven't seen a single episode. I know exactly. I'm saying this to one person only. The entire show's trash.
Then they'll know who they are.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you would like to start off.
Yeah, so it's been what? How long has it been since we did our last recording? Because we did our last recording. Our first episode was here, but then, as you guys probably noticed, our second episode was online. So this is the third episode, and the third episode, it's been a while since we've recorded, and it's been a while since we've recorded in here specifically.
Yes.
So a lot has happened since then.
We've been downced by exams.
Yeah.
Our professors have given us our last assignments for the semester. We've gotten more freedom, and I have had in the last 24 hours about 1 hour of sleep.
Yeah, no, it's been tough. So speaking of freedom, actually, I want to ask you something. What do you feel about freedom? Like, how does it feel to be free?
It kind of feels like being Spider-Man. Swinging in the sea. No, I don't know, but you think I'm joking. It does, bro. Okay, so recently, for legal purposes, one of my roommates got a PS5, and they let me play Spider-Man after my exams. Bro, playing that game, swinging down the streets. I don't know. It sounds weird, but it's like you have the freedom when you're not doing those missions. When you're in an open space, you can go anywhere in Manhattan. Like you just swing around.
Not even that. You can go into like Brooklyn and Queens now too.
Yeah. In the second, I played the first.
Yeah,
I only completed the first one. So it just felt amazing, just going to the streets, going to Harlem. But it's like freedom is just like open space. It's like your mind is able to be open now. My mind can adventure where it wants to go. I have tests coming up in the future and stuff that's way down the line. But for now, I'm sat in a place where I'm more happy and confident than I am concerned about anything.
I think, yeah. I mean, coming from, because I just finished Spider-Man 2 last night. I finished it. I finished the story. I finished the story.
Yeah.
So I had a nice emotional moment last night. The end credit scenes broke me a little bit because I was like,
I know the spoilers.
You know the spoilers?
So spoiler alert: if you've not played Spider-Man 2, or if you don't care for the game, you can watch this.
Yeah.
If you've not played it, if you care for the game, don't.
I'm gonna put a little timestamp like right here on the video if you're watching. If you're on the audio, just skip until you feel necessary. But if on the video, this is the time that you want to skip to not hear any Spider-Man spoilers, whether it's Spider-Man 1, Miles Morales, or Spider-Man 2 if you haven't played anything.
Yeah. Okay, so basically what happened is that Venom turns into Batman and freaking swing. No, I know. But he gets huge wings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And then
when he grew the wings, first I thought when that happened, there was like a scene in the last mission where he's like growing something. I thought, for example, he's giving birth to another person. Like he's giving birth to mini Venom. I know that's not a thing, but I thought he was giving birth, like something was growing out of him. It looked like he was expanding like his lungs and kidneys. So that scene, then wings pop up. I was like, oh shit, this man can fly.
And then you have the anti-venom suit to fight him, right?
Yeah,
the anti-venom suit, I've seen it. Bro, so many leak. Whoa, is this fine? Can you talk?
Yeah.
Okay. So many leaks came out, just like photos and stuff, that I just saw it online the first week. So I was like, okay, this is spoiled already for me, the big plot points. I still don't know what the main storyline is, which is fine enough for me. But like main plot points, what's crazy? Spider-Man was not spoiled for me. Like I knew the Sinister Six are there.
Was gonna be in it,
but I didn't know how it was gonna play out, which was like completely fine. But it was more spoiled for Spider-Man 2 than it was for the original.
Like the story for Spider-Man 2, I was actually shocked. I don't know if it's because I didn't know the story going into it, because I got the game on launch. I was like, I'm not looking at anything related to Spider-Man. Swipe through. But the first game I watched, because the first game I watched the entire gameplay before playing the game, because I got the game 2 years after it was released. So, or like 3 years. So I knew what was going to happen. I just wanted to play it. Fantastic. It was one of the greatest moments of my life. I remember the first shot when like in the opening scene where like Peter's like getting out of bed, checks his phone, there's an alert and he's getting ready. Like and then he jumps out of the window and then it goes like, I'm alive. And I was like, in my head, I was like, my hands were up and I was like screaming. That was great.
Especially with like the PS5 controller, like you feel the tension when you're like swinging.
That was so good.
It is. It's some of the best feeling. Where I don't know. It just feels like you can do anything.
But the story for Spider-Man 2 is going to, if you get a chance to play it, if you get a chance, ask your roommate. I don't know if your roommate has it, but if your roommate does have it, ask him to sit in and like watch for some parts or just watch the thing. I don't know. But there are some parts of the story that break you because you're like, how am I supposed to beat this guy if this and this and this and this are happening?
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. There are going to be some parts where you're like, holy shit, this happened in the first game, but this happened in the second game instantly. And like,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's interesting because another person told me that they liked, they thought that Spider-Man 2's pacing was worse than Spider-Man.
Is it someone we both know?
No, it's someone I know through John.
Oh, okay. So
he's a big Spider-Man fan, like huge Spider-Man fan.
Okay. I will say this. If you are the thing with the pacing is the pacing isn't bad. However, it's pretty easy to get like sidetracked with a lot of the side missions because there's a whole other side story going on. Like, remember, do you know about the Tombstone events in the first game, right?
Yeah, I know. Right? Craven's gonna hunt Tombstone.
Yeah, Craven
Black Cat, Prowler.
Yeah, but that's the main story. That's the main story. In the I'm talking about the side things. Like
I completed that.
I'm talking about in the so in the first game, right?
Yeah, the side mission.
You have like the Tombstone side missions, right?
Yeah.
So similarly to that, there's another set of side missions, but those side missions are honestly more impactful than the Tombstone side missions were.
I know what you're talking about. It has to do with Miles, right? And you know who?
No. Miles and you know who? No.
It has to do. Okay, another spoiler. Miles and Mr. Negative.
That's the main story.
That really?
That's the main story.
I thought that would be.
That was an insane. That character.
Yeah, I know.
You know what happens in the end?
I don't know what happens, and I don't want anyone to spoil it.
I'm not going to spoil it for you.
But the confrontation itself, I heard, is legendary.
Oh my god!
So like, it does have better. So okay, actually, this is an interesting question now. So we've gone past spoilers and stuff.
Yeah.
You don't know what's happening there if you skip it over.
Yeah.
But like, you know how like a lot of stories have epic moments. Like,
yes.
if you remember,
yes,
and not Infinity War, Endgame had epic moments.
But that you go back and you'll watch on clips.
On clips.
Yeah.
But as a whole story, you like Infinity War more than Endgame.
100%. Yeah.
Do you think that is very same with video games, even though you tailor your own experience with video games?
Yes. I will tell you this. So there have been a lot of epic moments in games, but the amount of epic moments in this game specifically supersedes everything that I've ever played before. Ghost of Tsushima, fantastic game, but I can tell you there's not been a single epic moment in the game. There are not. That's a lie. There have been a few.
I know that you're.
There have been a few. There have been a few.
The Mongol, like the warrior, when he had to face him.
The warriors. The moment where you are able to go into ghost mode for the first time, and that's the most sick moment in the game. That's the highlight of the game for me. And then obviously when you know the story, right? I can say
not Ghost Shiva. I don't. Okay. I recently got. My roommate recently got the game.
Okay, so I'm not going to say anything about it. But there's one really sad moment in the game. Once you get the beginning of the third act, that's all I'll say. Beginning of the third act, extremely sad. That's all I'll say. Okay. That's another iconic moment of that game. Apart from that, the amount of iconic moments in Spider-Man 2, insane. Like Spider-Man 1 had like honestly. Didn't really like. There's not a lot of things about Spider-Man 1 that I remember.
Really?
There's not a lot that I remember. But for this, it might have been just because I just stopped playing it. But with Miles Morales, there's a lot of moments from that game I remember. Honestly,
Okay.
Miles Morales was higher up for me than Spider-Man 1.
Yeah, so that
Yeah.
has been a common thing, and I think for that, it's like it's kind of a good and bad thing on the fact they learned from Spider-Man. It built Spider-Man 2. They made the game shorter.
Yeah.
But now my thing is like because I hear Spider-Man 2 is shorter than Spider-Man.
Slightly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that. It's
Like
slightly,
main
yeah.
story-wise, but I'm guessing with side missions and everything, it's longer. Like it's more you have more shit to do.
With side missions, it's probably about the same.
So
Side missions take longer in Spider-Man 2, but
Even
the
though
main,
there's fewer.
But the main story is honestly the side missions. So in Spider-Man 1, a lot of you do a lot of these mini things that seem pretty redundant, but the side missions in Spider-Man 2 seem like they have purpose. Like everything is related that they hit you emotionally. Like everything about the game is meant to hit you emotionally. That's
so it's all story relevant.
everything is so story relevant. Everything relates back to either Miles Morales or the first game. It's like, in Spider-Man No Way Home, when all three of them come in, it's a huge
Yeah.
emotional thing, right? It's the same thing here. Everything is meant to hit you emotionally. When all the villains come back, right? That's an emotional thing. When all three of them come back, that's an emotional thing. This is the same thing with this game. Everything is like an emotional step, right? You're getting past, you're looking at all these characters you've seen in all the movies in a different way.
Okay.
And you're looking at how all new characters can be born in a different way.
Oh, okay.
And that itself is like the last few cutscenes in Spider-Man 2 fully teased a lot of things that are going to happen in the third game. Fully teased. And
So I'm gonna tell you something. This
Yes.
is gonna be slightly tragic. So
Yeah.
Insomnia Games had a leak. The creators of Marvel Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2 and Miles Morales, some of the best
one of the
superhero games
greatest
ever.
gaming studios ever.
Yeah.
Best gaming studio.
Yeah. Their leak showed they had it canceled Into the Spider-Verse game. And so it was a breed of a good and bad thing.
Yeah.
This game would have been a chronically online game.
Yeah.
However, you could have gone to other people's universes, fought. You could have customized Peter's face slightly. You could have skins. You could have played as Miles, Peter, and Miguel, and Gwen.
Okay.
And you could have had boss battles or turf battles
Yeah.
against Venom, Hulk, and the bigger enemies. And then you had challenge skills. But okay, this is where this is the chronicle issue
Yeah.
for me. They had a battle pass. It was free and paid. And let's be honest, everyone's going to go with paid battle pass because everyone wants fucking skins.
Yeah.
The skins are everything. So that's the one bad thing about
Yeah.
it. So they canceled the game. I don't know what the exact reason, but the leaks showed that. I think that's the only positive part of the leaks. Everything else has been negative.
Okay.
Even though people are like, a lot of people are liking Wolverine now. Do you know there's a playable version of Wolverine on PC? Because of the leaks, someone's able to compile all the files and make a playable version. It's not a good complete version, but it's
Is it a Wolverine game or is it like a mod of Spider-Man 2 where they
no.
put the Wolverine?
It's a Wolverine game from the unfinished assets.
Oh.
And it's an unfinished Wolverine
Yeah.
game. It's just you're able to play whatever they have now.
That sucks because I feel like if people can just make their own playable versions of Wolverine, there might be a chance. Actually, no, I don't know. The gaming studio is huge. They have a huge reputation. I feel like people will still buy the game anyways. But my thing is that if people are leaking the things to this extent, if they can now make their own versions, their own renders of the game, I feel like that'll kind of deter them for releasing their own game because now there's there's no point. People are already playing it.
I think it's a two-way street. Like some people will be more inspired, but I think the worst thing is a lot of people are shitting on it because they're bad visuals. I'm like, bro, the game's not.
The game's not done, and that's
We've not even had a proper trailer, a
Yeah.
proper gameplay trailer. So they're not even done with gameplay.
So they're not done with gameplay, one. Number two, it's coming from this one video from this guy who probably cannot sustain internet. Okay, no, he's a hacker. They're a hacker, so he probably
No,
can't.
the hackers dumped the files, so anyone can get them now.
But is it
Someone compiled, brought them together
Yeah.
and made it into a small playable form.
so this is what I'm saying because I watched the
The video, right? Someone
yesterday.
played through that.
That's someone playing.
Someone playing through it, yeah.
No. I
Yeah.
thought that was just like the developer testing it with their own gameplay.
One of the clips is a developer testing with their own play, but one of them is also a person playing through it.
That's a person playing through the
One
game.
of them, I think the one you're talking about is the developer playing.
Like I'm talking about like there's
The-
this
the
one.
develop-
It's like an opening mission. It looks
Yeah,
like
I know.
yeah,
That one is the developer playing. There's
Yeah.
another one where it shows the cutscene of him at the bar drinking, and it shows like a bunch of computer code at the side, like the
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
black
yeah,
window
yeah,
with a
yeah,
bunch
yeah.
of white text. It's showing all that shit. So it's like another person. So yeah, it's stupid. I feel bad for them, but
They're coming out with a Venom game, supposedly not.
2025
Yeah.
or no 2026.
2024.
No, 2024 was Wolverine planned, or no
2025 is Wolverine.
2024, yeah, is Venom. Yes,
But they haven't even teased
I think
anything
I think it's a DLC. I think it's gonna be a DLC.
for Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2.
That makes sense.
But did you see 2030? They had planned X-Men.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that would be sick.
That game will be insane. Like
Bro.
this. Yeah. Like they're doing Ratchet and Clank in like 2028. They're doing Spider-Man 3 in 2026 or something. But the X-Men game is going to be insane.
At this point, they also, so another concerning rumor they had is that they were planning, there was a possible plan to split Spider-Man 3 into 3 different games. However, make each game cost $50. But it would
Okay.
be but it'll have the same content as Spider-Man 2, maybe more content.
Yeah, so like the same length. Yeah.
Yeah, but not each part.
Okay.
Just split into 3. So you're paying $150 for the same thing that you paid $70 for.
Why? Gaming inflation? Or is that
For them, they found it would probably make more money. Like they thought, okay, we'll build more content in the third part of it. But like, I don't know. It sounds stupid. For me, I'm like, just give us a good finished product. If Spider-Man 3, for me, Spider-Man 3, it will have 3 playable characters. They'll bring Silk. It'll be
Because
Miles.
you saw that end credit scene?
I didn't see that end credit scene. That's crazy. I didn't,
Yeah.
right? I didn't say that. I said that to someone else as well.
Yeah.
I said Silk. The reason why is because Silk is the only one that makes sense. Because in the comics,
Yeah.
she's tested upon,
Yeah.
and she's the only other person to come on when Peter is also a Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And so Miles and Silk are the only ones to really be there, except for his clone, Miles and Silk. So Silk, I'm guessing, is gonna be the next one, and you just spoiled it for me. So I know,
because you said you
yeah,
knew.
bro,
you
that's
said
how smart I am.
So I was like,
I don't worry. I don't care.
man.
You just got me right. But so Silk,
Yeah.
she's being experimented on or whatever.
Yeah.
So she'll come back, and then I know someone already spoiled the ending because they spoiled
They spoiled the ending for you?
because on Twitter there's a person complaining about Miles's new last thing because it was garbage, right? His last uniform is just a tracksuit, Adidas sponsor.
Yeah. His last suit wasn't that great. I have to agree. It wasn't that great. I prefer his traditional suit, the black
Yeah,
and
but
red.
it's just a tracksuit.
Yeah.
Adidas sponsored
Yeah.
it, bro. Adidas probably paid
Yeah,
a shit ton of money.
I didn't like that one. Also, yeah, I didn't like that one. But I prefer his regular suit. But what did they spoil for you?
They showed the picture of him. I looked down the comments. It's like this is a sad day to see Peter retire. Yeah. That was it. Was bro.
You got that part spoiled.
Yeah. But for me,
I
bro,
was
for me,
crying.
it's not a real Spider-Man game other than Miles Morales, unless they label it Spider-Man Silk, Spider-Man Miles
Yeah,
Morales
yeah,
too.
yeah.
It's not a Spider-Man game
Yeah.
without Peter.
It's yeah, no.
Peter is
let me-
Spider-Man.
Let me guess. Peter Spider-Man. Let me tell you why. I think this is what's going to happen. This third Spider-Man game is going to take place. There's going to be a time jump. So there's going to be a part of Spider-Man 3 that is going to be directly after Spider-Man 2. Then there's going to be like a time jump where, like, I don't know, maybe like a year, 6 months, 8 months, or whatever.
Now I want a bigger one, like 5 years.
Maybe 5 years. So then there's going to be a huge time jump. Peter's going to come back. And there's a reason why. And that has to do with the
Silk.
end credit scene from there's 2 end credit scenes. The one that you know about with Silk is the second end credit scene.
Let me get the first one.
Do you know it?
I don't know it.
Okay, so
but
whether you guess-
some people have made rumors and suggestions on what the next game's boss could be,
Okay.
and that kind of gives me a hint.
Okay.
Red Goblin. It's a Green Goblin's a counterpart to Green Goblin.
Give me backstory on Red Goblin.
I have zero idea because I've not read the comics really for it.
Okay.
But I'm guessing at least Green Goblin's gonna be there.
I can't confirm or deny those allegations. Until you watch the thing, I'm not. Until you watch it, I'm not going to.
Big Wheel.
I don't know who the fuck Big O is.
he's an obscure. Sorry, I've watched it from a video game donkey video. I saw it, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, but there's something that is said.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just quote one word. The Spider-Men. Because the entire game is revolving around the two Spider-Men, right? It's Miles and Peter. So there's this one character who now has a vendetta against both of them. Now they reference the Spider-Men.
Kraven?
No. That's all I'll tell you. It's not Kraven. But they reference the Spider-Men. And there's a reason why I cannot tell you this, because of things you're saying right now, because you need to watch the game. Let me tell you, there are things. No. You have to. There are moments in the game where you're going to watch them and you're going to call me and be like, Aryan, what the fuck did I just watch? That's what I'm saying. Each thing is like emotionally like gets you, because once you get to the end, it is not Kraven, but they reference the Spider-Men. So both of them are going to be in. Yes. So Peter and Miles are going to be there, plus this new Silk.
Wait.
Cindy.
Otto. Wait, is it Otto?
I can't tell you that. I can't confirm or deny.
I basically know, because this has also been spoiled. Harry is Venom.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you could tell from end of...
That was end of Spider-Man 1. Yeah, that was the end credit scene. Yeah.
So I'm guessing they defeat Venom. This forces Harry back into remission.
Okay.
What's his name? What's Harry's father's name?
Norman
Osborn.
Yeah.
Norman Osborn has a one person that definitely has a vendetta.
Okay.
I'm thinking of other big villains that he's had. Scorpion's locked up. Otto's locked up. Electro's still locked up. Rhino is also locked up now.
Rhino is technically... I'm trying to forget. How did Rhino...
Roxxon had him, and then we never fucking heard from him.
Yeah. Roxxon had him. Then we beat him in the lab, didn't we?
Yeah.
No, Finn killed him. Remember, Finn stabbed him. Miles...
But that was not enough to kill him. I don't think, because he saved him at the last minute. That's why she was frustrated. She didn't get to fully kill him.
So then, was that the last time we saw Rhino, or did we see Rhino again after that?
We've not seen Rhino. I think they just forgot to tell us. So it's in limbo.
Okay,
he might be dead. He might just been forgotten.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Interesting.
I'm thinking, who can have a vendetta? It'll be the craziest thing. They bring Spot.
Oh.
They bring Spot as a side mission?
As a side mission? Because, he relates to Miles. That could be something.
Oh, yeah, that was the other thing with Into the Spider-Verse. Spot was going to be part of it. To the game.
That's so good.
But I do think they should create an Into the Spider-Verse game for Miles Morales. Yeah. But it should be his thing.
Oh, okay. It should
be his thing.
This is what I need you to do. I need you to watch everything to do with Spider-Man 2 for the next podcast, because there's so many things that I want to say right now. Now that I finished all the major missions except one. There's one side mission that I still have to finish, right? But I finished all the major missions except one, last one. Because there's one major mission that has something to do with Kraven. That's all I'll say. It has something to do with Kraven. It doesn't have Kraven in it, but it has something to do with Kraven that revealed another part that's going to be in the third game. That just blew my mind. I completely forgot. They literally took this out of nowhere. Tossed it in there.
So I'm guessing for the third game, they have a lot of shit packed up.
Yeah.
This makes sense why they're splitting into three. I'm guessing each part of it's going to have 20 hours of gameplay. That's why it's like, $50.
Sure, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'd rather them, though, be like, this is a good grace to all gamers. Mm-hmm. We're going to give you a 60 to 80 hour game of Spider-Man. It takes you 60 to 80 hours to get 100% on every district.
I think that would be really good.
For the gaming industry, for the world.
That would be amazing.
It would bring back me as a gamer, and then they could introduce multiplayer, and then that's how they link it.
They also have a good good foundation set for like a co-op story.
Yeah, that's a bro. So many people are pissed.
Yeah,
because you know how in January they're giving the update for New Game Plus and
wait, they're doing. I didn't know they're doing New Game Plus. I thought it was just
replay of missions. They're gonna give that. So that's okay, because I played the game later on. I didn't understand. I thought you got New Game Plus at the when Spider-Man came out. I thought everyone got New Game Plus. Apparently, it's going to take them a while.
Yeah.
Even to change the time of day and change weather. So
okay. Okay.
So it's going to take time for them to do that stuff. But I think co-op will do so much for this game.
Yeah.
Especially like you imagine 3 people.
Oh, that
Silk,
so good. Like swinging all together, and then you could like choose to go into the missions together, or like if you wanted to do each mission separately, you can. The only issue with that is that if you had to do a mission separately, there's going to be parts of it that each person's going to miss out on the story.
That for me, I think though is like they should do it like there is a co-op campaign and then there's the normal campaign. Both of them are the same thing. It's just the difficulty of the co-op is double harder because you have more. You're hitting more. You're like
yeah. Because then you have
and they make the bosses hard. For everyone they give a small good mini boss that's like good. Like for me, I love Prowler. Prowler as a mini boss was so fun.
Yeah. Prowler was a really really good fight there. You're gonna like the boss fights. If you get a chance to play, you're gonna like the boss fights. I also know
that MJ turns into a slight annoying character in 2.
Oh no. Honestly, MJ in the first game, hated the MJ missions. I hated.
I hated them in the first game.
MJ missions in the second game. There are a lot fewer, right? They really made the MJ. The reason why the first Spider-Man game is longer is because of the freaking MJ missions. That's why.
Yes.
The amount of MJ missions they had in the first game.
5.
And they were all long too. Like you had to go, you had to look at each thing. You had to go sneak out, like walk your way. No, MJ's a bad motherfucker in this one. She's okay.
This is different from what I've heard.
She's insane.
Okay, because like it rubbed me off the wrong way.
Peak MJ. Last mission, MJ in the last mission peak. I was like, this game has elements of a horror game in it. The last mission, elements of a horror game. I was like, what the hell?
Wait, did they cameo Carnage?
No, they didn't cameo Carnage. But that was like after I finished the game, they did give me a Carnage suit as an extra suit. They gave Miles Morales like a Carnage suit.
Oh yeah, Miles Carnage, because there's a version of Miles Carnage, just like a good suit. I'm gonna try that. One thing, so I got Barrage. I started Spider-Man 2. My roommate did get it. When he bought the PS5, it came with it. So I got Barrage. I've only unlocked parts of the skill tree.
Okay.
What I like about the suits is that you can choose variations of colors. What I don't like, suit powers, they're gone.
Yeah, the suit
powers were so fun in the first game.
The suit powers are
gone. Bro, Web Blossom, you had the negative one, and then the Electro friendly neighbor.
All the suit powers. I just realized I completely forgot about the suit powers because I was thinking when I first started playing the game, I remembered that the web wheel is gone, where you can choose the different types of webs that you can shoot, like Electro web, like the regular web, web burst, those types of things. Those are all gone. You don't have those anymore. But
they replaced them well in this game.
They did replace them really well because you get, instead of having like 10 that you can cycle through,
it's like 4.
Yeah, there's 4 because realistically in the game there are 10, but I had to put an effort to use all 10.
All 10, yeah.
I would only use like 3. So in this game, the ones you do have, extremely useful. Like out of the 4, I found myself using 3 out of the 4 consistently.
Okay.
So there's only one that I didn't really use, but it was kind of fun to use. It was really good to use towards the end of the game, but the first like 60% of the game I didn't use it.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
The skill tree looks interesting right now.
Yeah, the skill tree is good.
It's of course it's not as big as their own individual skill trees.
Yeah. But they have 3 skill trees. They have the Miles, the Peter, and then they have their own together.
Together.
Skill
but
tree.
then if you think about Silk is gonna have her own, and then it's gonna be big.
It's gonna be huge. I have a feeling.
What if they bring Venom as well as a playable character in 3?
Ooh.
Because because I'm guessing, don't spoil it for me. Venom escapes Harry because he's too weak. He goes back into remission, whatever. You understand he loses.
Wait, are you saying Harry escapes Venom?
Harry escapes Venom, basically. And then Venom finds the next host, and I think it goes to Eddie Brock. It goes to what the comics was. Eddie, you know how like Eddie Brock got it in like in Tobey Maguire 3.
Yeah,
that's the usual character that gets it. Even in the Venom movie.
Eddie Brock.
Tom Hardy plays a character called Eddie. Eddie Brock.
Also, highly underrated movies. The Venom movies are fantastic. I love the Venom movies.
I didn't like Carnage. I like Venom.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Carnage was mid. The Venom movie, I've
Carnage should have been a bloody massacre. They had such a good actor like Woody Harrelson.
The Venom movie, I've rewatched it like 6 times. I love the movie.
Yeah.
I love that
It's
movie.
because the Indian guy is fucking symbiote.
This is the first time they have to play some like badass Bollywood song for his like villain theme, but they didn't.
Okay, actually, that leads me to another point. What do you think of the state of Indian like media, like entertainment video? Because new movie called Donkey is coming out.
I was actually.
It's out today, I think.
The reason why I was late to come pick you up is because I was talking with my parents. They want to go watch it tomorrow, so we were talking about movie times. That's why I was late to come pick you up today.
Don't worry. But yeah, I heard it's like a good movie, good representation, everything.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that the Bollywood industry has went through a lull from 2019 to the beginning of this year. They went through an extreme lull.
The lulls I'm gonna say is gonna continue until Fighter comes out, because Fighter is the biggest egregious mass.
Yeah, but okay. The reason why I feel like the lull finished at the beginning of this year is because Shah Rukh Khan made his big comeback. So Pathaan was released at the beginning of this year, January.
Don't tell me don't tell me you think Pathaan was a good comeback.
Brother, it was a sick comeback. It was a sick comeback. You know how much money that movie made?
Okay, just because, bro. Okay,
not even the money. Not even the money. The movie itself. Okay, if you bypass the fact the CGI, right? Because the CGI was trash because half the movie was made during COVID.
My issue was not CGI.
So what was the issue? The realism of the movie?
No, not the realism. The story was so Mission Impossible like.
Because that's what they were trying to do. They're trying to do the spy universe.
I know, bro. They're making their own freaking Avengers and spies. You have Salman Khan coming in with a fucking soda.
Okay, but
the smoothie.
Listen,
this man, this is how picture perfect Indian Bollywood is. This man came with a bag of namkeen and fucking smoothie in his hands, like he's like some Indian uncle. And fucking uses his fucking his sarval kameez or what's called his shawl as a fucking whip. Fucking kills like 3 white people. Okay, bro, the Russians were being tossed like they were children.
You cannot tell me that was not a sick scene in the movie. Okay, listen.
Everyone with the theaters going crazy.
Okay, like that movie that's the scenes. Okay, like again, the story might have not been top tier. Like yes, Mission Impossible stories have been better in the past, right? But it wasn't a bad story either. There were moments in that movie that were, again, really iconic. That the train scene, the best thing ever. I loved the train scene. There were some parts where I was like, you know what? Like, well, like yeah, but
the helicopter scene, man. That shit was
I saw, like, I kid you not. No, listen. I kid you not. I watched that in theaters. I saw the helicopter scene. I was like, Shlok's not going to like the scene.
Bro,
I didn't even know you were going to
Spider-Man, they did it better. In Spider-Man, they did it better. In Battlefield 4, you could do a more realistic bro, they did like a full... See, the thing is, the action was good, whatever.
Yeah.
But the story, for me, the stories are not getting good. Dawn 2, even though Dawn 2 has cringe parts, amazing. Dawn 2 and Dawn 2 fucking classics.
Peak. They're so
like
good.
Other people won't understand, but for Indian culture and understanding what Bollywood is, even for what it is itself, the story of the Shah Rukh Khan in Dawn 2, I don't care how old he is, he can play him. Yeah. Because Dawn is just a personified, he's a con artist, but he's like the best fraudster, what he does, and then he becomes the fucking intelligent 200 IQ, fooling everyone and just disappears.
Did you see who's playing Dawn 3?
Who?
You don't know? Oh, okay. I'm gonna say it was teased. It was not teased. It was an actual official teaser.
Okay.
Get ready.
Someone young, please.
I hate it. I don't like it. That's all I'll tell you. I don't like
someone young, though.
Yes, it's young. I don't like it, but I'll tell you who.
Just type in their name because I'm probably not seeing their face.
Okay.
Guys, this is actually a big reveal for me because Dawn has been a huge part of my childhood, and Dawn 2 was like one of my favorite movies when I was growing up, when I was a kid.
Backstory. First of all, I love this actor, but he does not suit this role. I love this actor.
I know who it is.
I love this actor. Does not suit this role. You probably might think
He's in Padmavat, wasn't he? He was in Padmavat.
Ranveer Singh. Ranveer Singh is playing. Ranveer Singh.
Bro, he's the next Shah Rukh Khan. They're building him as the next.
He is the next Shah Rukh Khan, but he's not. He's not Don ready.
Yeah, because for me, he's not Don because he's a better villain. He's a better maniac. He in Padmavat. As much as I don't like tragedies, so I don't like the ending of the film. I just don't like tragedies in general. But it was a good film. In Padmavat, as a villain, he played amazing.
Oh, he was so good as the villain.
It's like that. See, that's a classic movie.
That's the thing.
Both sides played it well, but you could tell you liked his acting more just because of how fanatical. He had more room to be free, and he chose the correct ways to annotate it.
The thing with being the villain, so Don is like an anti-hero, basically. He's an anti-hero. In Padmavat, he played a villain, but he played a maniacal villain.
Yes.
Like he was like maniacal in that brain. You haven't seen Fast 10, have you? Trash movie anyways. But but Jason Momoa plays like a crazy maniacal villain who plays.
Oh yeah, I feel like Jason Momoa copied off him.
Yeah, he 100%
copied off him.
100% copied him. But the character was written horribly anyways in that movie.
Yeah.
But Ranveer Singh played a maniacal crazy person who could be like over the top, could be like actually insane. Clinically, you know how, like clinically insane people don't go up and aren't like, like serious. They're like they're like crazy. They're actually crazy, right? The thing with Don 2 is Don is clever, sophisticated, isn't maniacal. He's very like level-headed, which is why I don't think he can play the role. He's very good at playing over-the-top characters, which is not what Don is.
I would say let's give him a chance for the very fact, like the first Don movie, I've not watched it, but my parents have, and it's Amitabh Bachchan. Amitabh is the older one, right?
Yeah, are you talking about the original?
The original.
Yeah.
It's a con man. Basically, they found the guy that looked the same as
the villain, the con man.
The con man. He looks the same as a head of a mafia boss, and they ask him to take his place because I think the mafia boss is dead. So he takes his place, and he has to like con his way as being a head of the mafia, and then he ends up becoming that villain in actual mafia. So like, the police don't have it. Apparently that's part of the story. I've not watched it. I want to watch it. I'm gonna find time to watch it.
You saw the first Don, right?
With Shah Rukh Khan, I watched. The first Don.
So I don't know. I forget if it's a complete repeat. I saw like some parts of the original, like really old one, but in the Shah Rukh Khan version, that's a complete repeat. They have him playing. So what they did was they found like the identical person as like the villain, like the con man, and they told him like, okay, we're going to do a swap. So So they captured the con man. They drugged him or whatever. They brought him into like the lab or whatever. And they told him like, okay, you're gonna stay here. We're gonna like switch you over. We're gonna like do that switch. But in the end, this is the amazing part of the movie. The end where the twist is, where they actually end up the real guy, the real con man, ends up killing the civilian, right? Killing the guy who they tried to use, the identical guy. So the entire time, who they've been thinking is the good person has actually been the bad guy.
It was a very clever twist. At the ending, I remember like what was the actress's name? When he said that to her, like when she realized.
Oh, Priyanka Chopra.
Yeah, Priyanka Chopra. Yeah. Bro, her face, the surprise and everything, and his smile, like, bro, he had that evil smile. Yeah. Like, there who done.
That's the thing, right? You can't have. I don't know. I feel like those parts he can play off, like those cynical parts, he could play well. But there are parts in Don 2 where he's just like so relaxed, he's so laid back that I haven't seen him in a role where he can do that. He's so over the top. That's why the roles he's taken are fantastic because he's been over the top, been able to. But I don't know if he can do it in this one.
We have to see for the script. I don't trust Bollywood script writers right now. After seeing the quality of movies, so many repeats. Fighter is just a repeat of Top Gun. Just saying,
it is just a repeat of Top Gun.
So Fighter, if you guys don't know,
have you heard the song though? The song that they released.
The songs they make are good or average.
No.
That's what
song. No. Listen. The song that was just released has taken me back to like 2015 Hrithik Roshan, who was like that peak action. Have you heard the song Bang Bang?
Bang bang da da da.
You know how sick that song is?
Yeah.
This is giving the same vibes. That's how people.
Okay.
That's what people are saying.
That can be fine. Bollywood has never missed with music.
Mm.
Bollywood for me, I'm not as big of a fan just because I like a lot of the other stuff. But like,
Yeah.
Bollywood's always been good with music. But my issue is with how they blend it with movies. With comedy movies, it works. With love movies, it works.
Yeah.
When in serious movies, you know how they do music. They do it less as a scene, and they do it as in the background in an emotional moment.
You could take it.
No. So my mom's calling, but she wants to talk about something else. I will call her back. I love my mother. I'm not ignoring her for a bad reason. I'm actually I'm trying to surprise her, and I told her I was going to come home at late this evening, and I'm trying to come home early.
What a good son. What a good son.
But it's always been that for me because like, if you look at it, Hollywood has gone much past. Like Indian movies used to be on peak levels with Hollywood movies, in like writing out Three Idiots.
Yeah.
And what's the story of the three guys?
Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara.
That movie is a masterpiece of both. Hangover is like the alternate version of a comedy of that.
Yeah.
Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara is the deeper version of like what actually happens, and it's realistic.
Yeah.
Every part of that movie is real. Being abandoned by your father, understanding he actually doesn't love you, and like what ended up being the person that loved you, you didn't appreciate as much.
Yeah.
The regret livings, the guy who ended up getting wanted to get married, he had not even marrying that girl, and the other guy found out like the love he wanted is not from money and everything, it's from actual experiences he experiences in real life.
That's a that movie is all time. Favorite.
And then Senorita. So that's how you probably put him. That song does not feel out of place anywhere.
It doesn't.
Because it fits with the understanding that they are fucking around, but then they realize, they're playing with. We need to respect this, and then they try to work with.
Yeah, they're in like a small Spanish town. They're drunk and they're just singing and dancing. Yeah. And you know why that song? Another part that made that song fit in so well. It's not dubbed. It's not lip sunk. That's them actually singing it.
Actually, yo, bro,
that's why that song fits in so well, because it's them in the moment. It's them singing. The director was like, "No, I don't want anyone. I want them to sing it. Let's have them sing it."
That perfect choice. Whoever the director was, that is what authenticity is. In Indian movies, I feel even for action needs to go back to their roots. I'm understanding. Yeah, you'll have one or two music scenes, whatever, but you need to go back to what Dawn was. You need to go back to what is
Chuck the India.
Bro, Chuck the India is encapsulate
everything Shah Rukh Khan should play.
Everything Shah Rukh Khan should do right now.
Yeah.
That movie, apparently Dunki brings back that. Like
that's what I heard,
it's much more emotional. It's much more attached. Yeah. And that's true.
Yeah.
100%. But I think he should play an older role. He should play a guy in his 40s.
He is playing an older role. He plays, so there's part of the movie.
Is he in 30s or 40s?
No. There's a part, I believe, this is how I'm thinking. Because in the trailer, there shows a part when he has like regular like black hair. And there's a part when he has gray hair. Okay. So I have a feeling that there's going to be a part when he's younger and the part when he's older. And the really emotional part is going to be when he's older. Like, so there's going to be like flashbacks. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I think the movie's going to be about. Like, it's going to, I know because my dad explained to me what Dunki is. It basically is like Dunki is like the code word for the illegal pass to like London from India. Right. So that's what I think the movie is going to be about. Right. That's also what my
people seeking opportunities, like lost
exactly.
in life. Yeah.
So I think that there's going to be a moment of when he was younger. Like, that's going to be a small part of the movie. And then that's going to transpire to like him being older. Mm-hmm. That's why he's got the gray hair.
Okay. Then I'm solidly set for it, because he is an amazing, for me, one of my favorite actors.
Yeah.
Bro, Chaya, bro. My memories go back all the way to that when I was a kid of him, to like seeing him in Chuck the India, seeing him in what's that 3 hour?
Kabhi Khushi Kabhie Gham.
Yeah, Kabhi Khushi Kabhie Gham. I have so many memories of seeing Shah Rukh Khan as a kid, and he's amazing man in real life. Amazing. He's an all around nice person.
Do you know his daughter did a movie recently? Horrible acting.
What do you expect? It's not always going to transfer over. Like with Amitabh Bachchan and Abhishek Bachchan, not a good transfer.
Apparently, he's put out something recently. He did a TV show recently that he actually did really well. Yeah. Apparently, that's what my dad said, that he did really well in a TV show. His movies have been hit or miss, but apparently his recent TV show has been pretty good. where he did. That's what
Okay.
I heard. But yeah.
Apparently, he's going through a rough patch with.
Ashwarya Rai,
Yeah.
your long lost aunt.
She's not my aunt. Bro, if I had an aunt, if she was my aunt, I'd be more than happy, bro. I need that
Brother,
nepotism
I
in
was
my
gonna
life
say
right
something
now.
else. So, like, you want her as an aunt?
Whoa, no. We don't. What was it? Not. What is it when you deny, like, don't endorse it?
We discourage.
Not discourage. It's like a different word. It's like
we don't promote. We don't. We don't.
it starts with a C.
We don't condone.
Condone. We don't condone that type of actions. Either way, that's besides the point. I feel just Indian cinema needs to go back to having the roots of a good mix of comedy, good mix of realistic action, and some gritty real movies. And you have a gritty fighting, bro. There was a couple movies. Remember when Amir Khan did that one movie where he was this insane? He was like, he went bald for that movie. I can show
He
you.
went bald. I'm trying to remember which one it was.
Not a lot of people watch it. It was a good.
I don't think I saw that.
I think my parents watched it. It was like Khan, insane.
Insane movie. Just search up what movie was he bald in?
I think it was this one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Short-term memory goes on killing.
Yeah.
See, that's an interesting like idea. They explore those interesting ideas and bring back Hera Fairy. Please, for the life of me, I need to see Akshay Kumar, who's the guy with big glasses. He's the older guy.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about. I just don't know his name. I don't know his name.
Hera Fairy, yeah, these guys. Akshay Kumar, Sunil Shetty, and Paresh
This guy's hilarious. This guy's hilarious.
These three made one of the best comedies. For me, it's the best comedy of all time. Hera Fairy.
Yeah.
The amount. It's not just the jokes said by words. It's the jokes with act. Like, bro, they're fighting each other is hilarious. Bro, everything in the movie is an absolute joke, and they take a piss out of everyone. There's like the premise is fucking hilarious, and the ending is so stupid. And one of my favorite scenes is like, he gets a missed call for someone else. He's like, "Oh, sir, are you taking care of my fish?" He's like, "Constant, like whose fish?" He's like, "Bro, he's like, "Oh yes, yeah, I'm taking care of fish. I cooked it. I ate it. It was good." It's funnier in Hindi, but bro, for me, I just. There have been good movies like 86.
83.
Sorry, 83.
Oh, that's a good movie. That's a really good recent movie.
Bro.
That's a really good recent movie.
I'm disappointed on like how Indians acted in theaters. Bro, they were acting like it's an actual cricket match. I saw fucking like people in the theater swinging like a towel. Be like, "Go Chuck the India."
That was like the first movie after Chuck the India that gave me Chuck the India vibe.
Yeah, because it was a good sport. It was based off of real.
It was an
thing.
underdog story.
Yeah, and the cameo. You saw the cameo, right?
Cameo was
bro,
so good.
The cameo was amazing. And guess who played an amazing part in that?
Ranveer Singh.
Yes.
Ranveer Singh.
Ranveer Singh, he's a very good actor. He's the next big thing out there. Oh.
No. Look at the time.
Oh.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, if no one comes to that door, we're going to go on for longer. If someone does come to that door, we'll shut.
If someone comes through that door, we will. If someone doesn't come through that door, we will continue. I think we should just continue for 5 more minutes. Yeah.
So that's the state from my personal opinion. But today's episode's been much more about entertainment and all that stuff. What is your opinion? Because you've not gotten a lot of it.
Man, I wish we came on time today. That's my fault because we could have talked about about this thing for so long because it's such a good topic. But no, honestly, I think this year has shown that we're coming back. There's gonna be like a resurgence apart from Disney, Marvel, trash. But I think we're coming back to good media. I think we're getting back into good media. I think this year's the movies we saw what July itself. We saw 3 movies. We saw Oppenheimer, Mission Impossible, Barbie. Right? We saw we saw together. We saw 2 of those. I saw Barbie with my girlfriend, but we saw 2 of those together.
No, we only saw Oppenheimer together.
You didn't come for Mission Impossible? Oh, you were in St. Catharines.
Yeah, I've had my issues. 3 hours is all I'm gonna say. The St. Catharines needs to fix, and Go needs to fix their connection with Niagara Falls. It's getting out of hand. But otherwise, those movies, I watch Mission Impossible and stuff. I need to still watch Barbie. I'm gonna watch Barbie with my family.
Yeah.
Most likely in the Christmas. But movies.
Yeah.
Movies all around the world are making a resurgence. I want to see what's gonna come out in Korea. I want to see what's gonna come, of course, in India. I want to see what's gonna come out of Tollywood. Okay, it's not that I hate RRR. I still like RRR. It's just that it encapsulates everything that makes like exaggeration in Bollywood.
But that's what South Indian films are.
Yeah, I know.
The thing is, the South Indian films have to be exaggerated. That's why even in so there are two movies that recently released. Jawan, which is Shah Rukh Khan's most recent film before Donkey, that's coming out, that released in September. That one had a very, very good and famous South Indian director who directed it. That one is slightly exaggerated because it has to have that South Indian twist. Mm-hmm. Then Animal, that Ranbir Kapoor just released. That one is done incredible. That one has broken records. That one is a remake of a South Indian film. And that, again, because it has that South Indian twist, so it's heavily exaggerated. It's also a very dark film. It's a very dark film.
It is a 20% on Rotten Tomato.
I don't know. It's broken records, man. You know why? Okay, you know why it's 20% Rotten Tomatoes? Because it's a dark film. It's got really controversial parts. For reference, from what I've heard, I think there might be a scene with a school shooting in it. That's how dark it is. That's for reference.
Okay, that I'm interested in actually watching that.
That's why it's got 20%, because it's not a movie that general media is going to accept. It's very, very dark.
I'm gonna see what it is because with Ranveer Kapoor, I watched Burpee.
Oh yeah, Barfi. That's over.
That tragic film, loved it.
Yeah.
It was cried so much when I was a kid watching that. And I watched a bunch of his films. I didn't watch the freaking superhero film they made for, not superhero, but you know how they did a whole CGI film with him in it?
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
That one.
That one I didn't see.
I didn't see either.
Where they? Yep. They were there recently. They based it off of. Didn't they base it off of
Indian mythology?
Yeah, Indian mythology. Yeah.
For me, what I want to see though is because I want to see this type of. What I want to see, a good CGI film. Mm-hmm. I want them to take it back to old, like 1000 BC, 3,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Like when Hinduism was like the one only book was the Vedas. I want to see I want a film that's just about like Indian mythology, like set in an Indian mythology world, where you just see a gritty story of like a guy from a certain village, whatever lower caste he's from, and how he builds up his place. If he fights against it, he fights against his fate. And I think the perfect thing will be a South Indian director, but someone from Maharashtra, a Mumbai Bollywood script writer, and like very little to no music. But for me, the music should come from like guru, from pundits and gurus.
Yeah, so like more like traditional religious music.
Religious music, but I want to see an action film set in like a mythology setting.
Yeah, I think that would be good because that's a lot of Indian culture anyways, right? So having that is pretty relatable. Like no one's gonna, like right now the movies that we have, the superhero action movies we have the Avengers cops and we have the Avengers spies.
Yeah, the Avengers cops are the most hilarious because I watched the one Ranveer Singh was in. That shit was the biggest joke I've ever seen.
That was such a joke.
Bro, when the theater blasted like it was No Way Home.
Yeah.
Bro, it's like they saw fucking Tobey Maguire come out because Akshay Kumar came out in his car. Akshay Kumar came out in the movie as well.
Yeah, but...
And Salman Khan.
Did he come out of the car or was it someone else who came out of the car?
Salman Khan came out first and then Akshay came out later.
No, it wasn't Salman Khan. It was Ajay Devgan.
Oh yes, it was Ajay Devgan.
He's Singham.
Yes, so Singham. Yeah. Sorry, I can't put disrespect on Singham. Was actually Singham. I respect. Singham. I respect.
Yeah, that was a really good one. That was really good.
Singham is there's 3 Singham movies.
They're making the third one is coming out. The third one's the new one coming out. It's being made right now or something.
There
was because 2 of them are older. Like Singham is like the Iron Man.
Okay.
Singham's like Iron Man.
Okay. That makes more sense. Okay, it's going to be something else. But yeah, I want to see that go through.
Yeah.
I want to see us return back to when we could have three idiots and what was that gritty movie that Hrithik Roshan was in? That it was a remake, and he was like he died at the end, but it was like a very emotional, good movie.
Is it Krish?
No, it was a
He
remake.
died at the end of the movie?
Yeah, his character died. His character died at the end of the movie. It was a very tragic film.
Is it recent?
No, it's old. It's based off. It's even based off of an old movie. It was a remake of an old movie. Where is it?
That one I don't know. I don't think it's Koi Milgia because he survives in that one. He lives in that one. The alien goes back. That one's Indian version of E.T.
Okay, for me, I love that film.
That was such a good movie
because I never watched E.T. That was for all Indian kids. That was E.T.
Yeah, that was E.T. for us. I didn't see E.T., but I saw that. That one was E.T. for us. That one was such a good movie.
Not this. Wait. Okay, before we close it out, I have to give everyone a recommendation.
Yes, give everyone your last movie recommendation.
Because it's a gritty, sad tale. It's not going to be for everyone. What's his name? The guy who plays a lot of villain characters. He's like considered like a tough guy in Bollywood. Is in the movie. I forgot the actor's name. There was a personal autobiography movie made about him.
Sanjay Dutt.
Sanjay Dutt was in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh shit! Yes, I know who you're. I know that. I know the cast now, but I don't know the movie. It's not. If it's not Krish, I don't know. Agnipath.
Agnipath.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah,
that's such a good movie.
It's a tragedy. It's a will. It takes everything out of you to watch it in the end, and you want the main character to live, but you know it's not going to happen. But the last scene, the last cusp of it. Yeah. Makes it just so much. Agnipath for me is one of. I keep on forgetting the movie's name just for a stupid reason. IMDb gives it 6.9. Forget IMDb.
Yeah.
It has a 92% on Tomato for a reason.
Yeah.
It's a movie that just like Sanjay Dutt plays his best acting. I think ever. I think this is it's like my mom loved the movie when she saw it. My dad liked it. I think they watched the original one, and I don't know. For that movie, I have a weird detachment to it because I don't like watching tragedies. I don't like watching tragedies again, even if I think they're good movies. But I'll always have them. The scenes will be in back of my mind.
Yeah. I think it is a very good movie for people to watch. It's a sad one. So you gotta give it a watch, and like you gotta give it like attention to watch it. It's not
like don't like have some popcorn, but like sit down,
like watch sit down. You gotta like it's the type of movie where you gotta like sit down, lean forward to watch.
Actually, this is a good way to end it. Yeah. So, you know how Indian movies have intermissions and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Do you think the way Hollywood is going, because they're following the same line as in Indian movies with length, do you think that we should have intermissions? I do.
Okay, so the way intermissions are done here aren't intermissions, though. The way intermissions are done in India are intermissions. The way intermissions are done here is that the screen fades to black for about 3 seconds and then continues. Whereas in India, when the screen fades to black, you get a 10-minute break so you can go to the washroom, you can get snacks, you can come back.
Yeah, but do you think they should do that? What they're doing in India? Like
I think intermissions would be a great thing because otherwise, how am I like I drink a lot of water, so for me to miss parts of the movie, I do that for about every movie now. I have to go midway through and go pee. So I would love to have intermissions halfway through the movie. I would love for especially Bollywood movies. They actually say intermission in the corner.
But the theaters in Canada don't allow that because they're like, oh, this takes away from time
for time. But that's the thing. If you're gonna say intermission, give it a proper intermission. I think that's something, especially with movie lengths increasing. Yeah, with Oppenheimer, especially being 3 hours, having an intermission there would have been great.
Bro, for Infinity War and Endgame, I want to piss twice in those movies. Just I think it's getting out of hand, and intermissions. I think it needs to become part of the culture, and I think like a lot of movie directors are saying, oh, we're against this and stuff like what's the new Martin Scorsese movie?
Flower, Death of the Flower, something.
We need to watch
Mayflower.
that.
I would want to watch that. It seems so good.
It's tragic because
Yeah.
it lost money,
Yeah.
a lot of money. It was a
Oh.
bust, but it was a really good movie. Everyone says
I don't see how it should have lost money. It has such a.
It's like the reason why we stopped watching. Everything's going online. Everything's going to streaming services.
Yeah, everything.
Streaming services have ruined. They also fucked Marvel in the ass as well.
That's true. That's
because
true.
Marvel was like, oh, our streaming services we're going to make us money from now on.
Yeah.
And then they realized everyone's, because if a movie's not too good, they're just
Yeah,
going to watch it.
they're
Like,
gonna watch it
like
on-
the Marvels.
Yeah.
Everyone's just watch it on streaming services.
Yeah, because it's trash,
Yeah.
and the track record of Marvel has been trash, so no one's gonna trust them, so they'll go watch it on a streaming service anyway.
Exactly. It feels like everything's being disconnected because everyone's trying to create their own streaming services. I feel when they had few streaming services, everyone still went to the movies because like, oh, what streaming services will go to? But it also was like, okay, this is like once in a lifetime. I see this properly, watch it, done,
Yeah.
and then whatever.
Yeah, no, that's an issue. I think Netflix, those things. It's nice to have the movie come out really soon if you haven't seen it, but it ruins the experience. I think theaters are a traditional experience that I think should be kept. I don't think we should take that away because it's the whole experience. It's the whole. You go to the theater, you grab a snack, you go inside, you sit with a bunch of other people. It's the atmosphere. Yes, you can watch the movie at your house, but like watching the movie by yourself is not the same thing.
You won't get like IMAX
Like,
level quality.
not even that. It's just like, so last night, unfortunately you weren't there, but we watched, I was with some of like the friends in our friend group.
Wait, let me guess what movie you guys watched.
Yes.
Bullet Train. I saw the story.
Because you saw Clara's story, didn't you? Yeah. So we watched Bullet Train. I've seen the movie. Everyone's seen the movie except I think Dan's never seen the movie. Tony forgot the movie. So everyone else has seen the movie once before. So everyone really, majority of us have seen the movie once before. But watching it again, so for reference, I never saw it in theaters. I watched it on Prime the first time, and then I watched it again yesterday on Prime. But from what everyone else was saying, like I think Rayon said, you guys watched it in theaters, right?
Yeah,
so,
I watched it with Tony, Albert, and Daniel.
So those, so watching it in theaters, from what Ryan said, was a great experience because everyone was just laughing constantly.
Yeah, it's funny.
So that would have probably been a great experience, but watching it at home, you don't get that. You get to listen to your own sounds of laughter, and even with watching it with four other people, it's fun. It's better than watching it alone. But again, going with those 5 people, 6 people, 8 people, whatever, to the theaters and enjoying it like that is a whole different experience than watching it at home. So that's my thing.
I agree. I think it helps a lot of bad movies as well because you can joke with your friends.
Yeah.
You can like do small combo.
Yeah.
Like you have that reaction. But I think like remember when we did our marathon for Lord of the Rings?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that movie though transcends everything because you watch and
Yeah.
sit down. Like,
Yeah.
don't you feel like it's been forever since we've had that type of epic like Harry Potter,
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings?
Harry Potter.
Those have been the 2 last big epics.
Yeah, we
Like,
haven't had.
also, people can consider Avengers also epic, but you don't want to binge all of Avengers.
Yeah, because if you were to binge all of the Marvel movies, it'd take a long time. Long
That's
time.
more like a month thing.
Yeah, because you got to go through all the character stories. And the issue with that is that with Harry Potter, with Lord of the Rings, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 part 2, right? With Avengers, like in the beginning, it was Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, Thor, right? And then you continue from there, right? Captain America started, right? Then Captain America First Avenger came out, and then that actually comes before Iron Man, right? So now it's Captain Avengers, then Iron Man 1, blah, 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 blah. Then right after Infinity War comes out, Captain Marvel comes out. And that's on the same time as Captain America First Avenger. That's right after.
That's after.
That's
it's
right
like
after.
Cold War.
Yeah, that's right. So that's Cold War. So that's right after.
80s, 70s.
And that's before Iron Man. So you have Iron Man that was released like 2010?
28. 2008.
No way, 2008.
Same year as Dark Knight.
Shit. Okay, so it was released in 2008, right? It was released 2008. And then you have Captain Marvel that was released in 2018, right? Coming before that. So it's too hard to keep up with.
It's a whirlwind. But
Yeah.
now remembering about it, bro, the Dark Knight trilogy.
That was so good.
Bro,
So good.
thinking back, there have been good trilogies, but now people though are getting so not media corrupted, but like they're milking it. Like
Yeah.
look at it, their HBO is planning on doing a full remake into a TV show for the Harry Potter series.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. And then
And then for Percy Jackson, because the Percy Jackson movies were not as good, like didn't follow the books, they're making the TV show, and that has their own controversy.
Yeah, that has its own thing.
Which I'm gonna say this about it. So this is gonna get a lot of hate.
Let's make this the last point, because we're 15 minutes over the thing.
No one's come. I'm not gonna unless they knock on our door.
Yeah.
They should give us the benefit of the doubt.
Okay,
We're gonna say we just didn't see it.
Sure.
I'm sorry, but I want the time, and I like talking about it.
Like
Till when are you available? 2:00.
I don't have an issue. But I will say this: if there is supposed to be someone coming in, they are supposed to come in at 1, because there is the 30-minute gap between each booking. So someone should come in at 1. So we should probably leave here in 5 minutes.
All right. Okay. We'll give 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Basically, so a big thing is for one of the main female characters in the books, she was blonde, everything, because Athena in Roman mythology is blonde.
Yeah.
Has blue eyes. It's that thing. And for me, when I was a kid, I always thought of it as they subverved what, like the blonde dumb.
Yeah.
That they weren't that. They were like the smart. Like that was a part of them that was smart.
They broke off from that.
They broke off on that stereotype because Athena is blonde.
She's the goddess of wisdom.
Goddess of wisdom and connected to war.
Yeah.
And one of the favorite sons of favorite daughters of Zeus. She's like amazing, smart, like, and her children all characterize that, but they all they all have blonde hair. They all have that like stereotypical blonde hair. Then they chose African American girl to play it. It's like that kind of, but like the author chose her. The author said that don't worry about anything. We chose you for a reason. You were meant to play this role. But for me, I'm like, it sticks there for a purpose. Like African American, like there could be those type of people. Even the main story, there was African American, like that played the
Grover. Grover was the
Grover was like African American, but like I don't know. It's just. I'll give her a chance. I'll definitely give her a chance. I'll watch it, and she may be perfect for the role. And it just might be like, she didn't. She was just not blonde. Whatever. Like for My Little Mermaid, the actress they picked her because she has an amazing singing voice. I will not take it back. She has a great singing voice. I watched it, amazing. However, she can't act for life. That movie, her acting was horrible. Her singing was amazing, but just her acting, and it's also CGI. They changed a lot part of the story that are not good. Bad combination. With this, Rick Riordan has a lot of control, and we'll see how the Percy Jackson, the new series comes out. I'm gonna wait till the full first season comes out and watch it.
It's coming out Disney Plus, right?
Yes, I think Disney Plus. But we'll see. The Percy Jackson series could be fire.
That's
because
so
the books when we were kids, books, I read all the books.
The books were so good,
bro. And I read the Olympus books.
Oh yeah, the Heroes of Olympus.
Yeah, Heroes until the last. I didn't read the last one.
I didn't read. I remember the Son of Poseidon, right? Son of
Poseidon was my favorite.
That was such a good book.
So good.
The way I have never liked. I'm not too much of a book. So the big series I've read Harry Potter. I've read the Hobbit book, right? I wouldn't say that's a series, but yeah, it was a movie series. So I read the Hobbit book, and then also the Percy Jackson series with the Heroes of Olympus. Those ones. So I read those ones. Heroes of Olympus and House of Hades. Those two are like one of my.
Oh yeah, House of Hades was insane.
Son of Poseidon was the second book. House of Hades was the third book. Those two books, like I still remember them describing like Percy and Annabeth, like
in the TARDIS,
like in the depths of TARDIS, and they're like walking through, like they're going through the hell. They're like, I remember the descriptions behind that. That was insane.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Bro, House of Hades, I almost forgot. And then like the ending of that book when they had the epic battle.
Yeah.
That book, Rick Riordan is such a good author. I wish he makes more books now for the adults. Like if he could, because we've outgrown a lot of the stuff. But like looking back on it, like Rick Riordan, a great author. So we'll watch the TV show and stuff. But Avatar also is getting his.
Man, I'm excited for that one.
They had a teaser actually where they showed the panda.
Like. No way! They showed the panda,
like from the solstice.
Yeah, from the solstice.
Because tomorrow, I think so.
Is the winter solstice?
No, 2 days from now is when the winter solstice. Oh my! So they're gonna show the actual picture of the panda.
Okay. See, I'm gonna say this. I'm a huge Avatar fan. I have seen the show at least like
Last Airbender.
the last Airbender show. Yeah, Bun the blue people. So the Avatar: The Last Airbender, I've seen the show at least like 100, 200 times. But so when they released the movies, we both know the movie was trash. Horrible.
And the Indian guy made it
first
as
of all,
well. And
first of all, who in the right mind decided to make mispronounce the main character's name to Ong? Aang, man. Is Aang. They said Aang a million trillion times during the show, and you decide to name it Ong. Because it was an Indian guy. Because
M. Night Shyamalan.
M. Night Shyamalan. Because in India, AA you pronounce Ah.
Ah,
That's why.
yeah.
That's why they changed it. To That's why exactly. That's why they changed it to Ong, but it's Aang. Anyways, regardless of that, show trash. So no, sorry, the movie trash. Now they're releasing this new show. I had so many doubts about it, but then the trailer came out.
It looks.
It looks really good. The trailer looks really good.
I have grievances. You know the grievances. It's characters. So they're kids, so it's more like less like okay, that's fine. But like a lot of it looks like their skins look super glossy. I don't know why. It seems like
Makeup. I think it's the makeup.
makeup maybe too much. I feel they should have less makeup.
They should because they're supposed to be traveling the world.
Yeah. Like the makeup should be more like they should not have mud, but like things that like dust and stuff in their face.
See,
and
the
like,
thing, the one thing I have is that I know there's no way to get around it without doing an actual tattoo, but the Airbender tattoo, the arrow tattoos, they look really fake.
Oh yeah.
They look the Airbender tattoos actually look really fake, but then again, there's no way to get around it without actually giving.
You know what they should do? You know the girls use the bindi.
Yeah,
They could just put blue.
food coloring. In there.
No, it would work.
Not the bindi, the henna.
Henna.
What's it called? The
Mendi.
Mendi.
It's freaking smooth. It worked.
Yeah,
it could work.
I feel like there could have been ways they could have got around it.
Better. That works better.
Yeah. But there could have been ways they got around that. But I think the visuals, the way they've recreated the cities, like the Fire Nation Palace, perfectly. The Kingdom of Omashu, perfect.
Yeah.
They recreated all those things perfectly. Like I don't even remember I don't even know if they showed the Kingdom of Omashu in the movie.
No,
They skipped over that. How are you going to skip over? Like, agreed. In the first movie, there was like, because the first season they were establishing so much of it about. It takes. That's why I tell people whenever I'm trying to convince people to watch the show, I tell them it takes about 8-9 episodes to get into it because the first 8-9 episodes are just them introducing characters that will come into the second and third season. Like King Boomy, you don't really see him again until the second season. Haru, you don't see him until the third again. Who else? Jet plays a big role in the second season, and so on like that. All those characters, you don't see them again. So those episodes seem very like disjointed.
But I think what the power of it is you can pick any random episode and then it has a conclusive end you feel happy with. Not including the serialized episodes. But like the ones that say part 1 or part 2.
Yeah.
But they all have a good ending towards it because it's like it's supposed to be a kids show.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's supposed to be a serialized show.
And it has very adult themes.
Very adult themes with a kid show.
Yeah.
For me, Korra, I don't like as much. Of course,
the first season was good. The rest of it was bad.
For me, bro, I don't like Korra in general. So I have issues. You know my issues with the show.
Your issues with
It's a lot of like. Bro, like, why does she have to be that arrogant and learn everything in the beginning? And it's like, oh, she gets her air bending when she's like, oh, love, boom. I'm like, yo, that's...
The thing with airbending is airbending is supposed to be really fluid. It's supposed to be like circular movements, really fluid, like you're controlling air like you are air yourself. The way she does airbending the moment she gets it is the way you do firebending. Because firebending is like the martial art of firebending is based around kung fu. So a lot of punches... and it's really aggressive punches and kicks.
Bro, they based all the animation in the original Avatar on actual like martial arts and everything. The only time when you saw bending come out of frustration is after those people had mastered a certain level of bending.
Exactly.
In Korra, they're like, oh, anyone could just use bending or they strayed a lot farther away from it from kung fu, like from martial arts. They showed a lot of cool martial arts scenes with some villains. But they strayed a lot. We're like, oh, people could use it much more casually than we thought. I feel like it lost a lot of purpose there, but that's my personal opinion. A lot of people like Korra, and if they like it, that's their thing.
The one thing I didn't like about Korra that I think a lot of people may not have liked is because the thing with Avatar: The Last Airbender is that it was set during a time where it was set like pretty back in the day. Industrialization hadn't happened, and so on like that. So there was a lot of cultural relevance there, but there was also a lot of depth in regarding to the emotional and what's the word, spiritual part of bending, right? But when you got to Korra, the Legend of Korra, there, because it was post-industrialization, bending became something that you would use for a job, right? So you would use bending in a factory. You would use bending to build houses. You would use bending to do this, do that, which fine, sure. But the whole, I think the thing with Avatar: The Last Bender, what made it so unique is the fact that, one, it was a kid's show. So it was cool to have powers. It was cool to be able to control fire, air, water, and earth, right?
But they made the world work.
But they made the world work, and they introduced the spirituality behind it, which is something that an adult can understand, right? The things like themes like spirituality, genocide. A kid's not going to understand that.
Bro, it was insane how they showed, like, the air nomads were all dead.
They were all dead. Like, they were literally, the Fire Nation came.
And guess how they brought it back in Legend of Korra? Oh, the power imbalance. After we showed the spiritual world, power imbalance. Oh, these people randomly got it. I'm like to get airbending in the beginning, you need to give up meat. You need to live as a nomad. You need to give up worldly desires.
Like the air nomads are essentially monks, and monks have to reach this level of like spiritual enlightenment to get airbending. The airbending is not mastering air. Airbending is mastering
self-control,
reaching spiritual enlightenment. That's what
all the lessons that they taught us that Aang went through to be a master of it.
Like
and what was it? If Aang wanted ultimate control, he had to give up everything, his love.
Exactly, which
he didn't want. And it showed that it was fine. If you don't want all power in the world, it is fine.
Then it's fine. You don't have to.
Worldly desires, to have worldly desires is fine. You don't. Do you want to become like Jeff Bezos? Do you want to become hated by half the world? He may be the richest man, but trust me, there's a lot of weight that comes with that. And a lot of people are like, no, I want to, of course, make sure money is like, I want to have enough money to feed my family and shit, and like not have it as a weightage, but I don't want to have like all the pressure around the world.
Exactly. I think that's what makes Aang the most liked bald man in the world.
Yeah, and then also another thing I hated about Korra, it's the very fact that they killed like all the history, all the
that was so dead, man.
And how they explain the Avatar spirit coming into the body, and how like the first Avatar story, I'm like, yo, it's like at the beginning it was like kind of cool, but I was like,
do you know how they attempted to fix that? Because now there's no avatars now don't have the knowledge of past avatars.
The book.
They make it a book. They went from the spiritual soul connection to a book, a scrapbook. It's a scrapbook with pictures and maps and teachings.
That's kind of cool if you're like a monster hunter, but
no,
like
it would have been.
You're a spirit. You're the only spiritual being in the world that can master 4 elements.
You're like the only.
You're a reincarnation every generation.
This is like you are reincarnated one after another. Now you're expecting to have all the teachings into one book, and it's not even the teachings. It has to be now. It's starting with Korra, who herself is not perfect.
No, for me, it's like, it's fine that she's not perfect. It's that she has so much error in herself that she, like, the writers have put so much character. She had I've never had a problem. As a strong, bro, she has a great character design and everything. She's very interesting. Do you know what they could have done? You know how she's so aggressive when she was young and everything? Like, you know how it showed she was a baby, she could already do fire and water bending?
Yeah, she could already do that when she was 3.
Yeah, I'm like, no, that's not the case. But you want to be more interesting? When she was like 4 or 5, when everyone's learning water bending, she's trying, she never learns it because it's like, water bending's more like flexible and stuff. Yeah. But it's not really like air. You can still have attachments and stuff. Yeah. But for her, she's much more aggressive. She's much more arrogant, and she was pissed off. Yeah. Then she bends fire first.
Yeah, that would have been so cool.
They take her to the Fire Kingdom.
But if they did that at a good age, at a realistic age,
like 10.
Yeah.
Like 7 or a 10. But you know what would be most fascinating way to do it for me? She gets taught by Azula's son. like Azula has a kid who's like much more level-headed than her, because there was comics that showed Azula eventually calmed down much more.
Yeah, there was comics.
And then the comics were really good.
The comics were good. They showed that Zuko and Azula worked together.
They found their mother.
Yeah, they found their
mother.
And then
the woman with three faces, like the one with the mask faces.
Yeah.
So if we showed Azula's son, like he still partially has unhinged parts himself, but he's like, he lives in a nomad, he has his own family, and he teaches her. For me, would be like the sickest thing is that he teaches her to be calm and everything. But on the side, he's still like an assassin. Like, you know how they had the secret assassins for the Earth Kingdom?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's still a secret assassin for the Fire Kingdom.
Yeah.
Who's like taking orders still to kill people, and like she discovers he's still killing people, and then she has to eventually stop him.
Yeah. No, I think there were so many ways they could have taken this. There were so many, like, what I really did like, the one part of the first season, I think this is why I like the first season so much, is they brought back a lot of the characters. Like Prince Zuko's still alive, or now Fire Lord Zuko, or not. Yeah, he's still good. Then he has a grandson. His grandson, who they
name Iroh.
I think it's grandson.
But they didn't make him smart, bro. He's not.
He
bro,
didn't know he's
Uncle Iroh, for me, Uncle Iroh would be someone that's like calmer, like they could look on the sea, and like any tense situation to be like, yo, I'm out this bitch.
What was really cool is they made him like the general of the army, which was kind of cool.
Bro, but he's not a good general. Bro, Uncle Iroh, a character like that needs to be much more calm-headed, level-headed.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to be a copy of Uncle Iroh, but he needs to have some similar traits.
Some qualities behind it. Yeah. I think just naming him Iroh
was not enough.
Like, they could have just named him Iroh, but then also had like some, like, even if they had given him some part of him that resembled Iroh, with like whether if it was like a patch on his uniform or something that could like relate it back to us, like
or his obsession with the tea.
The tea or the game, Pai Sho,
bro. I really love the Uncle Iroh's like, you have to play like Pai Sho.
It's like this is the White Lotus tile.
The White Lotus tile, so the most rarest tile. Uncle Iroh, bro. You went to the saddest episode though.
Yeah.
Remember the 2-part episode that there was like one episode with 2 stories in it, and it was one with his son.
Yeah,
and he sung the song.
Yeah, and he was singing the song, and then you learn about how like he's going to prepare everything, and he's helping out everyone, doing the good deeds for everyone, and then he himself is going
to his son's
his son because he's going to like honor his son because it's his son's birthday.
Yeah, and it was like there is so tragedy under that, but like the level of peak that it hit as being a child story. Yeah, I don't think I've seen any other story like hit that. So I'm going to sorry, we're on nerves. It's 103. We're not seeing anybody, and we're freaking.
We're not supposed to be here.
I'm not from this university, but they can't do anything. When they kick me out,
they'll kick me out.
bro, they're gonna give us a warning at worst.
Yeah,
unless they have cameras here.
No, they don't have any cameras.
Imagine they're secretly listening to us. They have wait. What if they have everyone's messages, like just like audio recording?
Yeah, like they're probably reading. They're listening to our audios, like just like we have microphones right now. They have microphones that are connected to the same soundboard.
Yeah, bro. The only reason, hey, if you guys are listening to us, the people.
This could be the last episode we do in the podcast room.
Yeah. But bro, stories. I don't know. Those stories define our childhood.
I think. Yeah, that's why they're so powerful. They're so nostalgic because we've watched them, and that's why Avatar: The Last Airbender is probably my favorite show, because you watch it as a kid, you see it in one lens, and then you watch it as an adult, you see it in another lens, and yeah, that's something. There's so many teachings that you can take from that.
All right, I want to ask your opinion on this. So the showrunners left midway through of them doing it because the showrunners that made the official show, not the showrunners of this, the people that actually created the official show, they left in the middle because they had differences.
I know their names, Dante Bosco and Michael DiMartino.
Yeah. Why do you think they left? And do you think because for some things, like for example, The Shining. What's his name? The guy who makes a shit ton of books. He made the It books. Stephen King.
Yeah, Stephen King.
Stephen King wrote The Shining. He thinks the movie's god awful, but The Shining as a movie is amazing. Do you think it's going to be like that situation, or what's your belief? What do you think's happening?
So, my initial thought is if they left halfway through, there's something about it that they didn't like. There's something that they brought up that they didn't like. That probably is something cool, right? Okay. So it's probably something that would be really cool to us to see that the writers think would be cool. But so So if they left halfway through, that means they probably left halfway through the first making of the first season. So the way I'm looking at it is they're making it book 1, book 2, book 3, season 1, season 2, season 3. So right now they're making it the book water book, right? Book water, book 1, which is the water. So if they left halfway through, there's probably something that changed about it that they didn't like. My guess is that they probably followed the first couple episodes, the first few episodes, or the equivalent of the first 8 episodes to the T, with like slight additions here and there to make it to, you know, expand on some characters. But the general story probably followed the same thing because they're introducing characters. Now, my thing here is that when they reached halfway through, after the episode The Storm, so this is like a consensus, like usually people say, is that once you hit the episode The Storm, that's when the whole thing actually starts. Or once you pass the winter solstice part 2, because that's when you understand what's going to happen, right? And then in The Storm, you understand why Aang ran away, like why he ran away, what happened, why he blames himself for the fall of the Air Nation. So my thing is that after that, something changes. Something about the second half of book 1 isn't the way they want it to be, because either it strays too far off from book 1, or it has too many small additions that don't make sense. Like maybe, like you told me they're trying to bring up Suki's mom in some places, right?
Yes, Suki's mom. And so there was a recent post of someone that said, that watched early, that says some scenes are like play by play the same scenes.
Yeah.
They adapt some scenes like frame by frame.
Yeah.
But other scenes are like very different, but like they follow a similar storyline.
Yeah.
Apparently, also the Warriors. What are the fan? Like the way they have fan.
Kyoshi Warriors.
The Kyoshi Warriors, based off of the Kyoshi Avatar.
Yeah.
They play a much bigger role into this, which
Okay.
I don't have a problem with.
Yeah.
Kyoshi
Warriors were good.
cool.
They were good.
They have very interesting role. It's just how they use them.
So
I don't want them to do certain messages with them. I want them to use them properly, and the message they have will just be the undertone. They can apply them, but just don't say anything because they're just strong as themselves. But it sounds like they're using them in a good way because they're using them with Zuko as like attack force.
yeah, you know what I think? I have a feeling that they might have changed up the ending for the thing. They might have, they might have changed up the ending for how book 1 ends. You know how
they can't do that, bro. The book, how book 1 ends is the most epic form of like,
because he gets the power of the moon.
Not just that, it's like the sacrifice she makes, the daughter makes, the connection.
The connection with Sokka's loss of love.
Zuko end up saving Aang at that last moment.
Yeah.
Everyone.
That's the thing. You know what? They changed that. They're not gonna. They're not gonna show something
for Zuko. They're gonna have that because that has to tie into season 2.
That has to, because that's a character arc, right?
Yeah.
Because he can go back and be like, "So why did you save me?" And blah 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 blah. That's a whole thing they could
Uncle Iron and him leaving the ship is a big thing. Maybe the Zuko and the moon.
No, I know what they did. What? You know how you remember in the show how what happens is that Admiral Zhao. Remember Admiral Zhao? Admiral Zhao has does not like Prince Zuko, right? So Admiral Zhao
hijacks his boat.
Hijacks it and tries to kill Prince Zuko, right? So the beginning of that's like the episode right before they get into the siege, right? Of the Siege of the North. So I have a feeling that they don't show that part. They don't show the assassination attempt for Prince Zuko, right? So they don't show that part. Therefore, they probably don't get into the fact. They're probably I feel like they're going to introduce Azula differently. I don't think. Maybe they left
because Azula's actor was already shown.
Because the thing is, Azula. They introduced Azula in season 2 to hunt down Uncle Iroh and Prince Zuko because they're now
but also Aang and
also Aang and stuff. But the main reason why they're introduced first, right? So first what happens is Azula doesn't go after the Avatar. She goes after Prince Zuko, which then she finds out let's go after the Avatar. Why would I do that? Let's just go after the Avatar, right? Because she finds out that's what Prince Zuko is doing, right? But initially in the first episode of season 2, she tries to get Prince Zuko and Uncle Iroh to come back with her on the ship to bring them back to the Fire Nation to be held in captivity, right? So she tricks them and is like, Father wants you guys to come home because there's a safety thing. He hears things of overthrowing them, right? And then Uncle Iroh is like, nah. Well, Uncle Iroh is sus about it, but Prince Zuko's like, I want to go home, right? So they get onto the ship, but Uncle Iroh was like, nah, this is some sus thing. So then he hears it, and then Uncle Iroh beats the shit out of everyone. So that's the thing. I think they're introduced. That's probably why they're introducing the fact of Azula wrong. I think
Did
that
the Kyoshi warriors help save them?
maybe, I don't know, but I think
It
that's
would
what
make
it is.
sense that the Kyoshi warriors would help with the outside.
Yeah.
It would make sense that Kyoshi warriors help with the outside because I think it would be much more tactical.
Yeah.
That's actually very interesting, and that would be fun if they use Azula right. Right
Yeah.
now, Azula, I can't blame the Azula actress. It's not
Yeah.
her fault.
Yeah.
Body type or anything.
Yeah.
Azula is drawn very unrealistically for being a 14-year-old.
Yeah, that's true.
Her jawline is strong.
Yeah.
That shit's hard. It's not it's not. It's just her jawline is strong. Her eyes. You look at it's a deceit. It's like a snake.
Which is good because Azula's supposed to be like
Yeah.
extremely like deceitful and
Deceitful
evil.
and stuff.
Yeah.
But the actress doesn't have
Yeah.
all that, which I
Doesn't.
don't blame because I'm guessing she's probably 15, 16. She can't have all
Yeah,
that.
she
bro.
can't have all that,
I'm not expecting like, bro, you have like a chiseled jawline, but like at the same time, like I think that would have been a fine change for me. If they make Azula the older sister.
Yeah, if they
That
make
would've been-
Azula the older sister, that makes sense. But then it would also not. Then they'll have to change why Zuko was banished, because Zuko entirely was banished because he was like
he fought against his father's
yeah,
orders.
he fought against his father's orders because he was brought into the war room as in like, oh, I'm the older son, let me.
But it's the patriarch that always takes control. You remember? That can be
Oh, so they could introduce the patriarch. Oh,
Yeah, see?
they could've done
Elements,
that.
layers.
And that could be another reason why Azula hates her brother because
Yeah.
I'm the
but
older sibling.
she hates him a lot more because her mother does.
Yeah, that's she hates.
That
But
that's
the mother
crazy.
thing makes sense though because she could either hate her for daddy issues or mommy issues. Right now she hates him for mommy issues.
So it plays a big role, but Boom Boom Man is gonna be interesting.
Oh yeah, Sparky.
Boom Boom.
I can't wait for the third season. That's my third. The third season is one of my favorites. Actually, second season my favorite. But
Second season, yeah, because it's all adventure. It's
Yeah.
all, and the ending is epic.
the ending. What happened was the ending. One guy I saw on YouTube where so Empire Strikes Back is probably one of the best Star Wars movies ever made. Right.
Excuse me.
Good burp in there, man.
Excuse
Anyways,
me.
Empire Strikes Back is one of the best Star Wars movies ever made because again they showed the protagonist loses, right? Luke Skywalker loses.
I'm your father. That was also fucking insane.
That was an insane thing. So and then one guy did an analysis of how the Empire Strikes Back ending and the ending of Avatar Season 2 are super similar. And why they're so great because they show the protagonist losing, in Aang's case, almost dying. But no, he's died. He's dead, right? He died. The Avatar cycle is gone. But the only reason he's come back to life is because he's revived by Katara, right? So then they show that the people leaving the scene in defeat and then they show how the Fire Nation and in this case the Empire prospers after that prospers for a little bit because they think that their biggest their biggest hindrance, their biggest threat is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why,
It is. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
and that's why like then they go into hiding. Well, they don't show that in Return of the Jedi, but in
The Empire Strikes Back, like I agree with that.
Yeah.
And how they go with season 3 is very, very important, very interesting.
yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
All these like this show has more layers than I thought. Like always looking back, you find something else that you forgot to look into.
We should do like, you know what we should do? We should watch the show when it comes out and we should do a podcast on the review of the show, first season. We should do an episode reviewing the first season.
I'll be fine with that. I'll watch over Christmas and see how it is.
No, it's not out. It's coming out in February. We're gonna have to do it like pretty late. Like we're gonna do it like
Yeah, we're gonna do it when everything comes out. I'm not doing it episode by episode.
No, we're gonna do it at the end.
Yeah, at the end. It's gonna be interesting. But yeah, that's not the only thing. They're making sequels for a bunch of movies. They're making sequels. They're making weird sequels for some movies now. Also The King.
Oh yeah.
King the Conqueror, more like King
The Beaver.
got messed up by the justice system. He's gone.
He got fired.
He got
Yeah.
booted.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk the reasons why he got booted. We have no comment on that.
Yeah.
Whatever the conviction they built. But it's interesting though. Like You know how like in Iron Man, they showed who was supposed to be the original War Machine, the guy.
Oh, Rhodes. Yeah,
Rhodes?
Rhodes in first season was different. That first movie was different than
the
the second season.
second movie.
Yeah.
And because that's because the demands and stuff. Do
Mm-hmm.
you think a lot of people say they can't make that transition? But the thing is, they've invested so much in King the Conqueror
Yeah.
that like recasting him could be what play they go. And with the Infinite Universes, you can be like, oh, this is just
Yeah,
another
it's just
version
another variant of him.
of him.
Yeah, I don't know. Like they could. I think they should. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not. The thing is,
They changed Avengers King Dynasty name now to Avengers 5 now. So
Yeah.
they're probably not going.
They're not. They're probably not going to.
That-
I think maybe they're not right now because they don't know where it's gonna go. They totally could do that, but the thing is, I don't. The way I am right now with Marvel is I'm not invested, so I don't know what other villain they could possibly put in this.
Doctor Doom.
That's what I've heard. The only thing.
That's because he's the biggest Fantastic Four villain. That's the thing.
So he's not even an Avengers villain. He's
He's been in a lot. He's been in Avengers comics a lot. He's a big villain. He's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is like, it's like they have to figure out a way to transition him out of Fantastic because they have to make
Yeah.
the Fantastic Four movie now.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And now, did you hear of the rumors about Civil War? So there's a new TV show called Echo coming out.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, and it's going to be like Daredevil, which sounds sick.
So it's like a Netflix original.
It's on Netflix. It's
Disney
more
Plus,
Disney Plus, but they're trying to follow the Daredevil.
The Daredevil like format.
So
Yeah.
this girl, she's the nephew of Wilson Fisk.
Oh,
Sorry, nephew, not nephew, niece.
Niece?
She's the niece of
No,
Wilson Fisk.
I was saying.
She's deaf.
Yeah.
She's deaf.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be gritty and stuff. And like her uncle loves her because like her parents died.
Yeah,
he looks after her,
yeah.
but she's like against his form of justice, and she's trying to fight back against what he's standing for.
That's really cool.
That it's cool. It's 5 episodes, so I'm hoping it's 5 episodes of quality and
Yeah.
like not too expensive.
Yeah.
Good stuff. But at the same time, do you watch the Daredevil TV show?
No.
You should watch it. I'm telling you,
Isn't it good? I've heard it's really good.
amazing. Especially season 1 and 3. Season 2, even season 2 is like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
But season 1 is 9 and season 3 is 10. Wilson Fisk, the guy who plays Wilson Fisk, he was in Heavy Metal Jacket. He's been in a bunch of movies. He's amazing. And the guy who plays Charlie Cox plays Daredevil. You saw him No Way Home. He caught the
Yeah.
He's amazing Daredevil. Their conflict, the first season of Daredevil, you just watch it when you get time this winter break. I'm telling you, watch it with your girlfriend. It is emotionally draining and a gritting, amazing tale. At the end, you like it so much, and it introduces Punisher in season 2, and the way they introduce him is really good. It is a great show. If they find the formula from it, it will be amazing. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 big concerns right now. 1, no one's showing up at the door to tell us wrap it up, which kind of concerning. 2, no one's showing up for their time. Even more concerning.
Yeah, we could either be holding someone up, or we could just not be. It could be one of those 2 things.
Your choice. You want to wrap it up?
I think for the sake of the future of using this room, we probably should.
Okay.
So in case we ever want to use this room again, so then we don't have like a note being like, "Oh, these guys were like an hour over their time." But this was probably, I think, one of our best episodes. Now we're getting better.
Yeah. We talked mainly about entertainment today, but it was.
But I think it was good. We had like 2 serious ones. Like we talked about education before, and then healthcare before, and now we talked about entertainment.
Yeah. So it's been a good ride. I'm gonna continue on going with this. So please. If you like the episode, please subscribe. If you dislike it, please comment why you disliked it, so we just know how to get better. And then comment anything, and comment what entertainment has played some of the biggest impact for you. If it's a video game, a movie, a TV show, a book. Books are really important.
Let us know your favorite ones too. If it was a game, let us know what your favorite game is. Movie, book. Let us know what your favorite one was, and we can give us good recommendations. If we've read, seen, played, we can talk about them too.
We can review some stuff as well.
Yeah, we can do anything. As we said, we're all over the place. All right, man. Well, it's been a pleasure.
Been a pleasure.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next one.
I need sleep.
Peace.